Welcome back, fam, to the Threshold Agenda. How y'all doing? You know, there was a question that was posed on social media recently that I saw, and I wanted to give my opinion about it. I didn't get the video. It was a very short video, and I don't think it was very necessary. But the question was about God creating evil people, creating disasters, creating, why would he's an all-knowing God, he's all powerful God, he's omniscient and he's omnipotent. Why would he create evil? If he wants us to do good, why would he create evil? And we do know that the scripture says that, without anything that was made, it's not made without God. That, I think, what people miss. I think people mistranslate that as God created everything. Like he created good and evil. I don't think that's entirely correct. I don't think God created evil. God is love. God is life. God is light. I think that God created everything like him because he is. I am that I am. But the lack of God is what evil is where death is where darkness is. It's the lack of God. It's not that he created it. He didn't have to. He created the good things. He created pure things. He created, light things. But then the things of darkness, rulers of darkness, are those that wish to be away from God. They want the absence of God. They don't want to be close to him. Because you have the free choice. That's where free will comes in. So God, the sun, here's an example. The sun creates heat. The sun creates heat in our solar system, our star. It creates heat, it creates light. It does not create cold. There's no such thing. Cold is simply the absence of heat, but the sun creates the heat. It doesn't create the cold. So the further you get away from the sun, the colder you get. The sun creates light. It doesn't create darkness. The further you get away from the sun, the less light you have. The closer you get to the sun, the more light you have. And the thing about that is, when you get closer to, if you think about Mercury is hot. The sun is hot, so is Mercury. So is Venus. I think Venus is hotter than Mercury due to the atmosphere. That's a different story. Anyway, but God did not create evil. He is good. He created things that were good. When he created Adam, Adam was in his likeness and image. He created Adam. Adam was like him, holy. He walked with Adam every day until Adam made a choice. Adam female made the choice first, then Adam male made the choice second to do the opposite. They wanted to be in the absence of the will of God, which means to disobey, which is to sin, which is why they hid. They were seeking darkness. They didn't want to be in the light. And this is what happens with people. Another example, big example. The being that we call Lucifer, the being that we call the devil or Satan, his name is Lucifer. And he was created also, was beautiful, perfect in his ways, filled to the sum with wisdom. He was meant to cover certain pit. That's what his job was, to cover something. And he was built to worship. The thing is, he trafficked in and out of the pit, up and down inside of the pit, and was influenced or infected, I would say, by Abaddon, or some people say Abaddon. And he chose the other way, other than the way he already knew of God. And when he did that, he was filled with pride. And then he saw God and he said, I don't want to even be God. I want to be like him. I don't want to be like, I want to be him. And we know some of you know, we'll get back to the rest of the story later, for those who don't know, but he challenged God and there was a war in heaven. He chose to be something other than God. He distanced himself. He was no longer close to the will of God. So therefore he sinned. This is what it means to be evil. It is not God. God didn't create that. You chose the bad. It is the lack of him that's evil. It is a byproduct of God's existence. God is holy, so therefore there is an unholy. And that's in everything in life. If there is turmoil and unrest, there is also peace and rest. There's love. There's joy and pain, sunshine and rain. We know about those things, right? So it is not about God choosing for evil things to happen. The byproduct is God gave the choice. It was the choice that created evil, not God. But without God, there would be no evil. So therefore, without him as a byproduct, he is the creator of all things due to the fact that nothing would be made that was made without God. That's John chapter 1. So, as far as we are concerned, do not dwell on the thought that God made these things against you. He set these things against you. God allows for his will to be done. And sometimes his will is done for his glory in where there is lack of him, because he has a redemptive side. God also redeems, and you cannot redeem something that was not first lost. So whether you are a child of God, whether you are here, this is where backsliding is dangerous. This is why it is so bad. Because, but this is also where you can be redeemed. This is where Christ really shines. Your job is to make the choice. He made you to choose him. Everybody is invited to heaven. He made you to choose him, but it is your job to choose him, to actually make the choice. He will not force you, but he opens his arms and allows you to come in unto him. So on today, regardless if you are his child, regardless if you're already on the journey, or if you're just finding out, well, if it was just based on a choice, it's that simple. It's actually that simple. It may not be easy, but it's actually that simple. It is very simple. Just make the choice. Y'all have a blessed day and continue on choosing God.